who think to come against the man of God and try. Every day we come out here to lift up their fist to the Most High God. For every one of you, just remember, it's your soul God is wrestling with. It's yours. It ain't ours. So every single time you wrestle against God, every single time you make your fist at him, you ain't hurting us. You're hurting yourself. Because your soul ain't ours. The word yours is ownership. It means it matters to you. You running all the way to hell don't necessarily hurt us. You being ignorant of the truth don't necessarily hurt us. You not wanting to read and test the spirit so that you might actually know the truth doesn't necessarily hurt us. We don't get anything special from coming out here. We don't ask you for your tithes and offerings. We don't want your money. There's no collection plate up here, and there never will be. The Word of God is supposed to be for free. Redemption is for free. But make no mistake, oh you scoffers and mockers, there is a price to pay. That price is that this word, though it be true, makes it hard for you to sleep at night. The price is that the truth is a bit uncomfortable. The price is that redemption first reveals how wicked, how unrighteous, how dirty you are. And nobody wants to hear the truth. I can show you stuff in this Bible that'll make your hair fall out. That your priest, preacher, rabbi will never tell you. How do I know? Because we're the children of God. He revealed to us the truth. He left you all in darkness. So you think you know more than the children of God? Come on up. School's in. Take up a park bench and learn from the children of God about God. God don't play no games. He don't lie. God ain't no fool. You can't play God. You're either with him, you're either down with the real Israelites, or your ass is God's, and not in a good way.
Oh no.
This message is for the lost sheep of Israel. You so-called Negroes, you so-called Hispanics, you so-called Native Americans, you are the children of Israel. that this message is for you.
I want to hear it.
That's all right. If you ain't one of the children of Israel, it ain't for you no way.
Motherfucker, ain't nobody here from Israel. Shut the fuck up.
You done? Or is your voice already going hoarse? Because I'm going to be here for a while. Ain't nobody here to spare your fragile feelings. If you ain't one of the children of Israel, if you ain't a so-called Negro, if you ain't so-called Hispanic, if you ain't a so-called Native American, this message ain't for you. Ain't nobody coming out here for you. Ain't nobody preaching on the street corners. Ain't nobody dealing with the sun. Ain't nobody dealing with the heat, the weather, for you other nations. You guys got all you need with these demons and these fool churches. This ain't the message for you if you ain't the descendant of the transatlantic slave trade. If you ain't a descendant of the Negroes. If you ain't a descendant of the Hispanics. If you ain't a descendant of the Native Americans, this message again ain't for you. We don't come out here for your Edomite money, your tithes, your offerings. We don't come out here for no Moabite fan club. We don't come out here for no Ishmaelite groupies. We don't come out here for the other nations. We bring the message of the God of Israel and the God of Israel only. He ain't the God of you other nations. He ain't the God of this world. And he ain't interested in all that. He got a plan to save Israel. We come out 3 days a week to illustrate the plan for our people. Whether they accept that or reject that is up to them. But when the cloud comes, there will be no debate what it is. There will be no debate who it is. Because the God of Israel has made his presence known through his prophets, through those of us from the blood lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that he has risen up from amongst our people. He ain't for you, you other nations. The God of Israel is our God and our power. We know who we serve. You don't know who you claim to serve. You can't change God with your feelings. He's sovereign. He is who he is, that he is. All you can do is hope to learn more about him. But you ain't going to learn nothing of value unless it comes from the men of God, of the blood lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Ain't no Edomite can explain our God to you or anybody else. In truth, they can package up a bunch of lies. They can make you feel good. They can eat your ear. They can show you the money. But that ain't the God of Israel. That's a demon that cares about such things. Ain't no Edomite, no Ishmaelite, no Moabite who is not of the blood lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob can tell you anything of value about the God of Israel. Our God, our power, not you other nations. Who knows best about the Father than his sons? Who knows best about the teacher than his students? Who knows best about the master than his own slaves? We know about the God of Israel because he's our God. He promised himself he wedded Israel in the days of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But especially on Mount Sinai in dealing with Moses. Moses is of the blood lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, of the house of Levi. He was our brother. And God, the God of Israel, married himself to Israel on that day on Mount Sinai when Moses gave us the Ten Commandments. Gave us the Ten Commandments. No one else. He didn't go to the Moabite land. He didn't go to China. He didn't go to Russia and give the Russians the Ten Commandments. He didn't go to no other people but the Israelites. He went to us and he gave us his laws, statutes, and commandments. He gave us the promises of salvation and the kingdom to come. He gave it to us. How are you going to try to come around, not even of the blood lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and try to claim our God for yourself? And worse off, try to say that we can learn about our God, our Father, our husband, seeing how God married all of Israel. So we're in a covenant with him. How are you going to come around with nothing and try to tell us about what is ours? What has been ours? God been talking about Israel from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. What makes you think your heathen asses have more claim to the God of Israel than Israel? You damn right, I said it. God's my hubby-tubby. God's bonded to me as a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade, as a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God's married to Israel. He got married on Mount Sinai. That is the God of Israel. Yeah, Yahshua's coming to marry when he comes in the cloud. Yeah, that's true too. But make no mistake, the first covenant he married, God the Father married all of Israel. You guys talk about marriage as if you invented it. You other nations, you heathens, you didn't invent nothing. Marriage was already talked about in the Holy Scriptures written over 2,000 years ago. Marriage is supposed to be sanctified from God, not from your fool judges, not because you paid for some piece of paper or some plastic ring, not because you got your paperwork in order. Marriage is of God, and if God don't sign on the dotted line, whatever you call marriage ain't legal when it comes to God. Ain't justifiable, ain't biblical, ain't of God. That's why God said we ain't supposed to marry these other nations. So I don't care if you got a piece of paper from the Fresno County court system. I don't care if you got a little ring you bought from Wikimart. If you call yourself married in or married these other nations, just know that God don't sign on the dotted line. And when God comes back, any covenant that you think you got, oh, lost children of Israel, that is not of the blood lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, shall be severed. Shall be severed. God ain't gonna honor your piece of paper. God showed you how it was supposed to be done when he married Israel on that day on Mount Sinai. He ain't come to marry nobody else, no other nation, just Israel. That's the first covenant. You know that if you was really a child of Israel and actually had a relationship with the God of Israel. You knew who you were, where you came from. So yeah, baby, the God of Israel actually is married to Israel. Now, I ain't saying we've been a good wife, a good counterpart, a good helpmate to the Most High God. We've had our struggles, we've had our strifes. We frustrated him, we made him angry, we roused up his anger, and he punished us for 400 years, as per Deuteronomy chapter 28. The God of Israel ain't weak. He ain't soft. He can deal with a troublesome bride. He can put the smack down. He can demand respect. He can withhold his blessings. He can bring down his wife's authorities. He can bring down her responsibilities in the household. That's what he did to us. We were supposed to be kings and priests in this world. But because iniquity was found in us, because we failed to keep the covenant, the God of Israel dealt with Israel. We were punished. And we admit it. But we weren't divorced. God of Israel didn't choose one of these wicked-ass nations to replace us in his heart. He may have put us on the bottom in this society. He may have even turned his face from us like it was written he would. But he didn't erase us from his heart. And in the latter days, in the end of the book, he promised he would return after 400 years, after the curses had been completed, after he was done putting the smack down and making sure that his wives, that his helpmates had nothing but respect for him. You ain't no man if your woman don't respect you. You ain't no husband if your household don't give a damn about what you say. If you ain't got no power and influence in your own household. If you don't stand up and demand respect, you will get nothing. And the God of Israel ain't no punk. He married Israel. He demanded respect from Israel. He married Israel. He gave us the laws, statutes, and commandments so that his bride would know what he required. He didn't give it to you other nations. He didn't give it to you Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Russian, Italian. He didn't give it to you. Why? Because he ain't married to you. He didn't give you the law, statutes, and commandments. Why? Because he ain't interested in you knowing how to please him. What husband cares how some woman who has nothing to do with him, whether that woman knows how to please him or not? What husband cares about a woman in another man's home? A real man of God, a real husband cares about his own wife. Cares about the women that were given unto him. Wants them to know how to please him. Wants them to know how to serve him. Wants them to know how not to rise his anger. So he gave the law, statutes, and commandments to his wives, to Israel, to us. Not to you other nations. Because he wasn't interested in you. And that's the truth. And you can't make him interested just because being rejected hurt your little feelings. He didn't give the law, statutes, and commandments. He didn't give the laws of Moses. The Mosaic laws, he didn't give them to you. He didn't come back to give them to you. And he don't plan on giving them to you. You stole them. In 70 AD, when the Romans came down and put Jerusalem to the sword, you stole them. When you made slaves of the Negroes and the tribes of Israel, you stole them. And made your slaves translated from Hebrew to Greek and every other nation, other language. That didn't come from God. You ain't legitimate. And he says so in his word. Revelations talks about the fake Jews, those Jewish imposters that been stepping all over our holy land and perpetrating as us. And he says what he's going to do to them. He's going to make them serve the Most High God at our feet so that all the world would know that it is us whom he loves. As it is written, you can't change God who is sovereign because it hurts your feelings to know that he has favorites. You can't change God who is sovereign because it hurts your feelings for you to know that he is a married God. That he chose a nation over all the other nations of the world. and that he bonded himself to that nation, so that even though he may punish that nation, even though he may give that nation his wrath, he loves Israel. And ultimately, in the end of the book, in the end of time, he will yet choose Israel and Israel only. And that's not going to change to save your feelings, you other nations. And that's not going to change for you lost children of Israel who don't want to accept this truth, who don't want to come to your God, whom you are married to, with respect.
Jesus will come again.
Jesus shall return again. What will you say to him on that glorious day to him? Jesus, no man knows the hour or the day or the minute, but he's coming.
One day, Jesus
is coming.
shall come again.
He shall come again, I tell you.
What
shall you say? What will you be doing, brothers and sisters, on that glorious day? Holy, holy, holy. He's coming. No one knows the day, but he's coming.
Jesus, I love you forever and forever. I shall follow you until the end of time. With this ring I offer you my love. You shall be my Lord and shall have my love. And no matter what, I shall remain by your side. For as it was, it shall be again in the garden land. When you walk with man, I shall serve you, Lord, and I will love you always. Jesus, I love you forever and forever. I shall